the 11th and 12th Doctor's sonic screwdriver. This is a BBC licensed product and made by Character. It has lights and sounds, a spring-loaded extended action, and although this is only made of plastic, it actually looks the part. It needs 3 LR44 batteries that are included. Its item number is 03407 and it's for ages 5 and above. Okay, let's actually open and close the emitter tip. There's 2 buttons on the black collar, which is plastic, but obviously with the stitch work meant to represent the leather. The large top button is actually a trigger that releases the spring mechanism, and the best way to open and close this is to, of course, press that button and to push the emitter, and the jaws will close themselves. So you don't need to grab the claws. You can do, but whilst you're doing that, you really need to be pushing back on the emitter tip itself. Okay, now the main button here actually only works whilst the emitter claws are closed. Let's just go through all 4 of them. Pressing the button, typically just holding it down on the one press, alternates between these 2 sounds. However, if you press and then hold on the 3rd press, the sound button, you get this all new sound and a 2 brightness state emitter tip as well. And then if you press and hold on the 4th button press, you get this rather amazing broken sonic type sound with a really interesting light effect on the sonic screwdriver. So let's open the jaws. Now this button now no longer works, but if you're observant you'll notice along the stem here on the green area where the batteries are actually hidden, we'll come to that later, there's the button. And it absolutely can be pressed and functions fine whilst the emitter is out. So if you're a little bit sneaky with your fingers, and you've probably got slightly smaller fingers than me, who's to know whether you have or haven't got what you're pressing and where you're pressing it. So you can be a little bit sneaky with that, and I'm using my great big fat index finger on that, so a smaller finger will certainly work there. So again, it's a small feature of the way it's been mechanically built, but doesn't, I don't think, detract a great deal. Now the end has a flip cap and reveals a red button, which of course produces the same 2 emitter effects, and that works again open or closed, so that's nice. So you've got the end flap there, which is a nice little hidden feature. I'm just going to spin this around so the hinge is a little bit visible on the end tip emitter, but otherwise it's quite good. And although it's all plastic, this I think has got a kind of nice ceramic kind of look and feel to it. And yeah, these are plastic jaws and they're quite light, and you've got to be a little bit careful, but again it really does look like brushed aluminium. So I think they've done a really good job with what they can, and certainly for the price that you pay for this, and it is really quite cheap, you're I think getting a good deal for your money. And certainly this is the sonic screwdriver you take out for any kind of convention or play outside, because this one, you know, it isn't a lot of money. It only cost me £10, so maybe $10, $15, $20, 15 euros, that kind of price area. So it's not particularly prohibitively expensive, and I think for the money you're getting a good item here, and you can certainly do all the full features that both Matt Smith and Peter Capaldi get up to with their sonic screwdriver as well. So it's a great looking sonic screwdriver, and the only thing really to touch on now is the flick. So does this open well with a flick? Well, you know, you've got to mime it basically, so I can certainly time pressing that button, and I can hide it all. As you can see, you can't see there's any buttons, by having it twisted around in my hand so that my fingers are doing the job. You don't have to have your thumb doing it, but if it is doing the open close mechanism, well, that's absolutely fine as well. So, you know, it hasn't got a flick mechanism. It is sprung and it is triggered, but actually you can, with a bit of timing, get it to the point where nobody can tell you're flicking. And again, if you've mastered where the button is, you can also flick and use the sonic in either of the 2 modes, and nobody's really going to know what you're doing and how you're doing it, and that's part of the magic. So for a first Sonic, if you haven't already got one, this is a brilliant introduction. You've got this, also the flick cap, which not all of the 11th and 12th Sonic Screwdriver toys have, so I think that's a really good addition to see. The sounds are good, not too loud, it's not going to really annoy anyone, but certainly loud enough to scare off any Cybermen or Daleks, and yeah, I think it really looks the part. Great little item, thoroughly recommended. You get full instructions within the Sonic Screwdriver pack, and I was explaining that it comes with 3 batteries ready to go, but the actual battery placement is a little bit tricky, so I thought I'd just quickly show you that because it isn't obvious. So you extend the Sonic and you're kind of holding this entire area and twisting just a small amount to release this area here, the brown, golden brown bronze from the black, and then, believe it or not, it actually comes apart. So it comes into 2. So as long as you're holding the 2 halves like this, you can then slide back the emitter tip, protruding the green area, and inside this green area you've got a couple of screws here, are the 3 LR44 batteries. So it's reasonably straightforward, but there's a knack to it, and in there you'll see that there's actually a little couple of proud plastic lugs that this then fits into, and of course when you're returning it you want to have the brown bronze unit again meet and lock in place, he says. There we go, and again a kind of 10th turn. There's almost a click on mine, so I'm not saying it'll always click, but mine's got a click. And one way you know for sure it's worked is that the jaws will say stay sprung back, because if you've not got it properly put in place and properly lugged in, the spring mechanism keeps the jaws out. I hope you found this video useful. Please feel free to like, subscribe and comment.